Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, for a great another Sunday night of fun. Just setting everything up because, you know what, rather just kind of like get straight into this thing. That becomes that. Yes, save please. And then from here, we click on this, click on that. Any duration. Beautiful. All right, how are we? Hey, look at that roof. I know. So, this roof here has inspired... Blender? This roof here is kind of like being inspired from last week's session where we were doing a bit of cloth. And so I kind of want to keep that going. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. I am just going to, you know what, actually, I might edit that and we might just add a picture to this. And also, so the other thing, what I've been working on, not that one, just a guy on a flat plane. If we go out into level prototyping, nope, locations, scene 1 home base, and this one here, save. No. Save. There we go. So this is what I've been working on. My two guys here. For those of you who are subscribed would have seen this on a short. Can I focus on you today? You sure can, Richo. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Jaxie, Leo's here. Spooky's here. Night Cow is here. I'm just getting up the short stream as well. It would have been great if I'd have done that sooner, but we're kicking goals. So, what I wanted to talk about, portrait, beautiful. What kind of wanted to focus on here, sorry, what I've been focusing on is working on this animation. So if we were to click on this, and then we go open level sequence, Makula, but this is kind of like where we can follow on. Now, the little thing is I'm using the sequencer. Okay, cool. So I'm using the sequencer down here and kind of just getting back into using it. And so this is kind of like where we can scrub through and see it doesn't look too bad. So I'm just trying to find nice camera angles. Obviously lighting I've got to work out. So obviously lighting is not very strong on this guy's face. But I have been trying to put in that a little bit of a rim light through there. And same here. I got to work on this lighting. So I just got to play with a bit of lighting. Also, this guy's shirt is not working. It's got this kind of like bulge out the back there. But audio-wise, it is sounding delicious. Let's click on that. Yes. Can you... Oh my goodness. Stop being a pain in the bum. Game of the Can got off the phone with Tonya. She asked if you're free for a tournament in 3 days. Yes, probably. My progress on clients challenge, clients challenge is on YouTube. Doing second today. Yes. Let me know. The guy with the beard looks like we have Pedro Pascal. Yeah, I'll buy that for $1. Ooh. So this is it's called Sedavita. CAD. I think this is what we should get our next contract on. Sedavita. And for that, what I'm referring to is Rocket League. But it is coming along quite nice. I've put in a whole bunch of decals. We had a bit of a different material. I need a way to fix up this material here in Unreal Engine because it's just... These are kind of like meant to be decals when we brought it across from Blender. I think we can do better. So this is something that I would like to revisit. In Blender, it looks fantastic. But out here, not so much. And also retexturing these machines at the back. That there is a future Marco problem. And we'll kind of come back to that. But for tonight, we're going to be creating our third pop-up. The idea is to probably try for 10. Now, the last 2 that I've created, I've already uploaded onto Patreon. So if you want, you can go download there. But let's get into this, shall we? I hope everyone is doing fantastic this evening. GZ.9. Let's scale this out. I don't think it's that big. So I was thinking more of a like a medical tent. Let's go scale by 3. So it's that 8 meters, scale by Y. Yeah, a little square. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good size. Can you just bake the decals in the texture? Yes. But what I want to do is be able to... I probably want to put it into Substance Painter and put like all the ambient occlusion and all that kind of stuff on it. So that's... yeah. Mix RGB. Yeah, I know. It just still... it doesn't look right. It doesn't look as good as in Blender, even though... yeah, it's just missing some oomph. So let's go ahead. Let's kind of continue on with this. As always, the very first thing we do is kind of just go through the blocking out process. My garage flooded. I don't have anything important. What? Oh. Is there anything I can do there to help you with that one, buddy? Let's go scale the 0.1. That sucks. I need to try and come out and see you sometime this week. 2 meter, I think I might go, let's go GZ.5, so it's like a 2.5 meter block. And we will do that and kind of scale it in. So I'm not copying this exactly. I'm using this as a reference. Say hi. Hi, Gaming in the Can. Doing great. 1, 2 new Foxhole War. And the planes. With planes in the next 3 weeks. Clint. Yes, all right. No, I mean, not other people's problem. Okay. I still got to come out and see you at some point. We will talk about that off stream, that one. But yes. Anyway. Yes. From here. So like I've said before, yep, we're just trying to get everything roughly to the space and where we want it to sit. I think we could probably push this back a bit. Something like that. And then I do like this here. We'll make this point 2.5. And we'll close this one in. So we're just going for that general shape first. And then from there, we can build on. No games today then. Hopefully not. I mean, yeah. I'm going to try not to. Just saying. We won our tournament last week, which is good. We needed a tournament win, I can tell you that much. Oh, boy. I like how this is looking. Ooh. I like the removal of being asymmetrical. So let's go GX. And then from here, maybe an edge loop. I have been playing Star Citizen again, and it has been glorious. Needless to say, I've been thoroughly enjoying Star Citizen again. I don't know how I feel. I think maybe should we do something like this, scale X. Oh, itchy nose. And I'm trying not to go like Engons. GG. I know you don't copy it exactly, but would love to see you keep the floor edge. What? These ones here? Hang on. I don't know what copy exactly, but we'd love to see you keep the floor edge details of those triangle supports to the inner frame of the roof. Oh, yeah. That's kind of like why I picked this image, because it does look pretty good. And I think it has what I'm after. But we'll find out. I don't like that piece. I'm just going to delete that for now. We'll come back to it. I think maybe I just need to do... Oh, okay. Let's rethink this. E to extrude. And then from here, I'm going to do I to do an inset. Oh, that stinks. Bring that back. Oh, no. Bring... Scales... Scale Z0. That's not going to work. Okay. So these two... What the? Merge by distance. Scale Z0. That gives us that. It has moved over a smidgen. Whoops. Let's go GX just to guesstimate roughly. That is looking good. From here we'll do E to extrude, push that in. And now I'm going to delete just this floor section. Delete faces. And now I'm going to scale that by Z and bring it down. Something like that. And then we're going to close it off. Do I need to close it off? No, let's not close it off for now. Slow bink. Mr. Mark, welcome. Yum, yum. Merger over there. Tonya. Oh, jeez. Making 3D images of a new office. I want you in it immediately. Mulla mulla. Mulla mulla indeed. Nub nub, what are you doing? Why are you up at this time then? You're crazy. But I'm glad you're here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to scale this. This is going to be kind of like our support. So let's say it comes up to there. Nice big get stuffed frame. Shift D. I'm going to P separate that by selection. So when we come into here, let's put on a mirror modifier, generate mirror. And then we'll have that sitting like so. Just for now, we'll go mesh, sits on top, Mr. Bean reference, GZ. And so that's what we're looking at. So now we have a shape outline. So that means now that we've got that, we can bring this up to about, oh, you can go there, I guess. I like this triangle. I'm enjoying my youth. I won't ever touch Star Citizen at Scam. Pixel Store page stuff has been delivered. Yeah, I know. It's been 13 years. Yeah, I know. I know. But it's so good. Marky Mark, welcome. Thank you. Meow. Ah, that's not going to haunt me. Okay, let's go. We will, from here, thinking what's the best way. If I rotate that, move it into here. Kind of want to line this up perpendicular. Yeah, about there. That's pretty close. GG and C to pull it all the way back. And then we'll put that here-ish. And we do something like that. And so we're building that frame on the inside. Are these pop buildings going to be a different planet? Yeah, this is going to be kind of like a different planet. I expect these to be sitting just somewhere out in the sticks. Think of like The Force Awakens when they're on Tatooine and it's just... They're on Tatooine? They're not on Tatooine. Whatever the desert planet is. And it's just kind of like a whole bunch of little stores mashed together. Oh my goodness, that is loud. Nat Neo, welcome to the stream. Let me turn that down. Even though I much appreciated the subscribe. We're on our way to 100,000. Where are we? Let's have a look. What is the goal tonight? The goal tonight, I think, would be great to hit 500. I don't think that's going to be the case. Analytics. Go on. So we're on 406. See if we can... I reckon if we get to 420, I'll be pretty happy. 422, I'll be pretty happy. Squadron front end is looking pretty good. Though it was a total mistake to use AWS. You reckon? Yeah, that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that all turns out. Okay, so we've got this. This is great. I like this. I've got a feeling that these are a little bit too big, but that is a future macro problem. I want that there, that plane. I'm going to go here. Let's select that. I'm going to V to rip, Control L, delete vertices. Let's come over to modify, generate, and that mirror modifier. Excellent. And then I'm just going to bend it here like Beckham. Delete vertices, E to extrude down, G, something like that. And then this is where we'll come in and we'll fix all that a little bit later, which is all right. I'm at 420 right now. Let me just quickly charge my little watch. But yeah, we're going to try and finish this tonight. I do want to get back into making decals again. I think that's one thing I'm lacking, is just a good set of my own decals. But then again, it's kind of like, maybe just use somebody else's. Just to get to that kind of like point of having something really good to use. I think that's a bit too big. Scale Y, and then we'll do an E to extrude 0.1, and this is some sort of table. Oh, I like that idea of maybe pressing I to do an inset and then E to extrude, so it's all sitting on the table. GZ 0.1, a little bit lower of a table. GZ1, GZ 0.1, sitting just at the top. That's looking good. And then we can probably come in and add in a little bit of decoration. E to extrude, Alt S. A scale, Shift Z. Something like that. Nice. I'm clean as could be if you exclude alcohol. That said, it takes a cup of vodka for me to feel it, and I don't know why. Maybe it's the extra kidney tubes. Who knows? Sure. I used to have so many of you Greebles. Yeah. They are pretty good. I need that kind of like that next set now. And that's kind of like those buildings that we were working on a little bit a while back. It'll be good to go back in, tear it all apart, and then have those. But also I kind of want a nice set of buildings that we can just utilize and repeat. So I think if I can get to about 30, 40 buildings, delish. Let's go. Okay, let's go back to this. From here, I did like the idea of that triangle. So if I do E and an E, Control Numpad plus, Control Numpad plus, P separate by selection. It's going to hide that for a sec and hide that for a sec. Let's just hide this line, delete vertices, FF. Cool, cool, cool. And then what we'll do is we'll build maybe another, maybe we'll do another triangle straight away. So let's do F on that. Alt H, hide, and we'll take that idea, E to extrude, here is an F, here, E to extrude on the Y-axis, and then GZ, something like that. Then what I want to do is I'm going to press I to do an inset, I to do individual faces. So we have that. Control I to invert my selection, delete faces. So now we've kind of got these gaps. I like this idea. I think I'm all greebled out for now. I have more packs than I'll ever use. Red Hood Bardock? Holly from Houston? Only from Canberra. Here you go. Okay, so let's grab that. I reckon that we grab these pieces here. I'm just going to move them in a smidgen, just so they sit there, so that they're in line. GX, put that in line. Nice. Then I'm going to grab all these faces. I have an idea. I've got an idea. I have to do an inset. E to extrude, scale X. Just a little bit. Then that kind of gives us just a little bit of a... I would use rectangle poles instead of round ones. Go suck a lemon, Spooky. Yep, you are correct. Let's do that. So, can I retrofit this? What's going to be the quickest way? Shift S, cursor selected. Shift A, cube. And then we'll go something like this. Well, it doesn't really matter because I can just do this because this is hiding. Wait a minute. Delete vertices. Oh gosh, dang it. Dang it, Bobby. Let's rotate that around. And then we'll do E to do an extrude. And then we'll fudge that into the middle of there. So that gives us this. And then I can come in, select, delete vertices. So now we've got a square pole. So you have more greebles than you're gonna use. I know. And I only show you the greebles that I can use because I got a bunch of greebles that I like. I don't really want to use them because I mean they're pretty good. I more use them to learn. Flot fried measurement. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I've got a lot. Let's go Shift N, cursor selected, and let's go cube. And then we go scale. Something like that. Control L, delete vertices. And then we'll do the same for here. Shift S, cursor selected, Shift A, cube. Bring that down. Something like that. Control L, delete vertices. Alt H. And then we can fix up that frame a little bit later. But let's go with it. How's the animation library coming on? I haven't put the suit on. I'm waiting for the next bit to do. Actually, I'll let this load up in the background because more people have joined. And we'll kind of go through that. Square poles work, yeah, because you can dangle stuff. Dingle dangle. I'm a dingle dangle scarecrow with a feather in my hat. That's cool, that's cool. I do like this idea. What purpose does it serve? I don't know just yet. There's not a lot of room there, but we can move this over and we'll pull that out because then in here we can put in that desk. We'll keep the desk at the same height. Let's go P separate by selection. And let's just quickly build a desk. I mean, technically we're still in the blocking phase, but you know me. Let's go G to the X, pull that all the way to the end. Then we have Actually, this is what I'll do. GX, Shift D, X, and E. And then what we can do is grab a table, GZ.1. It's pretty thick. GZ.01. Sure. GY. GX. E.02 minus. Shift N, we'll just flip that. I like that idea, so that kind of works out really well. Pull this back. And we'll pull this one back as well. Then this is where we can kind of come in and add in some drawers. I'm just going to go Shift DY. Let's go 3 drawers and Control B. Delete faces, and then we'll do 3 drawers again. The way I'm going to do this is by selecting these. I'm going to press I to do an inset. Let's just hide that for now. Hide that for now. And we'll select these 2. Control L, delete vertices. Alt H to bring them back. Alt H to bring them. Hey, fine. Let's do it like this. Delete vertices. And then from here, I can select our drawers, for instance. Bring that to the back. And then this here can be a bit of a cupboard. Delete, delete. Oh, actually, no. Let's go I to do an inset, and then we select them around, delete vertices. E, ooh, ooh, ah, what a bing bang. Ooh, ah. There we go. So now we've got that. Obviously, we haven't put in handlebars, but yes. Did you hear about the 2 baked beans? They ended up in cans. Ended up in cans. My library is the 4K greebles from lots of different things. Yeah, likewise. Stretch the frag over in a popup Trent. I would have all the fold out from one side like a convertible car. What? I think I know what you're saying. We'll come back and fix all this. Oh, I finished my drink. Ah, hello. Gabagool, welcome to the stream. Can never trust the Gabagool. Scoring goals. It's not a game unless there's a Gabagool goal. That's great, that's great. Actually, I want to raise this up now. Let's go GZ.1. GZ.1. And then... Actually, yeah, let's do that. So... I've got a feeling... Oops. Control L, hide. That we should grab these bottom faces. GZ.1. And then I'm going to just even these out here. GZ.1. Yep, perfect. Alt H. That'll give us that. Let's put edge loop. Edge loop. Bring it down. And then from here, scale, Alt S, bring it in. And then we can come in and delete, 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 delete faces. And we just clear the, what the hiccubotham. Control L, delete vertices. There we go. So it's now giving us a bit more of a cleaner table. How, you know, you still have to say that your big win was 3v2 and you barely won. A win's a win? Ish, Teak, welcome. Yeah, win's a win. Let's have a quick look at the count. 406. Yes, we're going up, baby. So for those of you who just joined the stream, so this is what. Yeah, baby. Why can't I see that? William, welcome to the stream. Great to have you here, buddy. Yeah, so for those of you who just came late, so this is what we're working on. These are our characters. This is all part of the web series that I've been talking about for a stupid amount of time. And now I'm just trying to clean up all the motion and such. I probably will give this over to a lighting person. And then they will clean it all up a bit better. Obviously, I can see already there's some mistakes. I haven't spent too much time on setting it up. It was more trying to get it in and just seeing what it's like. This guy's shirt is a little bit cooked. This is also going to be rendered at 4K 60 frames a second, which is something probably important to mention. But yeah, I haven't done all the cuts and all that kind of stuff because the way I'm actually going to be doing this in Unreal Engine is setting up all my cameras, rendering out all the scenes. Because I mean, you can render so fast in Unreal Engine, and then probably in DaVinci Resolve, I'll cut it up. So I'm not going to do the chopping up of the scene in Unreal Engine. Oh my goodness, it's 10:30. I'm tired. I haven't had any juju juice. Anyway, so that's kind of cool. I'm really happy with how that's coming along. But I just kind of wanted to show that off. Las Vegas has odds. So, I'm finishing off the 1 year. Sorry, episode 1. Episode 1 is the goal. And then if it's a poor response, then we will go on to the next thing. What did I just do? Okay, let's come back into that. I don't even know what these are. These are some sort of cylinders. So maybe we'll just build one of them. Shift S, cursor word origin. Cylinder. G to the Y. What are we looking at? Something like this. Let's go scale. Nice. I like that. Let's go Control B, middle mouse button. Also, screw you. 23 to 1. Let me know where I can buy those odds. Then it's kind of like the dude who put a $50,000 bet that someone was going to streak at the Super Bowl. And then he did it. He got fined $1,000, but he won 380. Yeah, right. Not bad. Let's go like that. Bring it in. And we will just do V to rip, Control L, delete vertices. Whew. Zip. There we go. So that's all equal. I like the look of that. We might put in some handholds. Nope. Actually, let's do... Come on, where are we? Let's do that again. And make sure that we got both sides selected. Nice. I to do an inset. E to extrude, scale along the x-axis. And then that's kind of like where we can handhold that stuff. Auto smooth. I'm going to throw a bevel modifier on it as well. Ooh. If I select here and I go V to rip, there we go. That'll fix that problem. Ah, it looks like rubbish. Rubbish ref. Fine. 0.002. Yep, I'll buy that for $1. Kev. Oh, jeez. I thought it was Kev CG for a sec. Got me excited. But Kev, I appreciate you too as well. I'm glad you're here as well, buddy. Hopefully not making a fool of myself. It's not that hard. I like this, I like this, I like this. I think what we could add is, let's go here, is add in a cube. G to the Y, let's do an edge car loop. There we go. V to rip, Control L, delete vertices. Make sure we got clipping enabled. And then this is kind of like what I'm thinking of the back of my vacuum cleaner, where it's what slots in to whatever device this is for. And then, yeah. Have you ever thought about going with real actors and putting them into a 3D? Oh, stuff that. So one of the big things that, one of the main reasons why I got into doing 3D stuff and 3D animation is because I don't have time to deal with actors. Like, I want to be one. I wanted to be one long time ago. Priorities have changed. But this kind of stuff here can do at home. I don't have to be relying on people. I don't have to wait around, far out. I don't know if you've ever been on a set, but it is so slow. Anyway, that's rant over. But yeah, that's just one thing. It's just like, it's just so slow being on a set. I don't think it's a move to the next thing, sort of. Might be worth trying a second time. Yeah, I know. It's, yeah, I know. But yeah, we'll just see what happens. See if there is a reaction. But then, what the other thing is Nub, I haven't classified what does success look like. So I think that's something that I'll manage a little bit later around what is success. Ugh. Delete those faces. Let's go Shift S cursor selected, and then I'll delete that face, and then we can bring that in like so. Just hide it in. Yeah, cool. Nice. That looks pretty cool. Control S to save. We might just quickly texture this puppy as well, just while we're here before we start duplicating things. Asset browser, Markham 3D. Let's go down into DreamUV. Now, DreamUV is a texturing tool. Now, I was actually thinking about this. I think I might go back and try Sanctus, because I saw that Sanctus had a massive update. And I'm like, maybe you should just start baking mesh. And that's one of the big things, obviously, it's not staying in Blender. If I was rendering in Blender, that's fine. I would just leave all the materials and all that kind of stuff. But because I'm going to be rendering in Unreal Engine, I need to bake and blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of hurry up and wait in a real studio. Yes. So for now, Control L. Two materials. Assign. I haven't even brought in the DreamUV material yet. The cutter, sorry. Control S to save. Do that. That's fine. Ugh. So, whoops. Let's go. How'd I? Oh, I did not know that. Oh. So if you play the squiggly line next to 1, it gives you all the options for views. Oh. No. Oh, that's so cool. Anyway, sorry. Success will be picking up a couple of... Yeah. I'm hoping to be on that 100,000 mark before it comes out, but we'll see. I wanted plastic. That's a plastic color. We'll go blue to start off with. And then this color down here, we do want a plastic. Worn metal. That one. I want that one. Control S to save. Hotspot. Worked fine. Render mode. Whoops. Crud. Living in cycles. Oh. GPU. I heard the CPU fan just start going off then. And then we press S. Whoops. S. What the heck is that? here. Control E, mark seam. Hotspot again. Nice. Don't like that. Oh, no. Shift N. Let's go into material. Nope. Into this. Mirror. Control A. Let's now go hotspot. Perfect. That's nice. Shade smooth. Hotspot. Just going to go Shift N, make sure the normal's the right way. What's your problem, you jerk? See, that's fine. Hotspot. How bizarre. How bizarre. Ah, whoops. Let's do here as well. Here to here. Flip that around. Here to here. Control E, mark seam. Hotspot. There we go. Much better. Much better. Nice. I think we could probably do something a bit better. Future market problem. I honestly think you're a noob sometimes. I'm such a noob sometimes. Don't hurt me. It's like, I don't know, every key binding. I'm going to use that. Hold some hot coals and start my grill. What? Brr. Mike, welcome to the stream. What are we on? Let's check the count. Didn't move. Okay. That sucked. Okay, so from here. I do want to set the origin point down to the bottom. So I'm going to select this bottom area, Shift S cursor selected, right click, set origin to 3D cursor. Because now, when I go Alt G, I know that that's going to be sitting on the ground. Let's just hide the roof for now. Perfect. And then this is where we can Shift D. Oops. Rotate stuff around. Nice. Little things like that. That's great. I do like this inset here, so we're going to work on that for a sec. Biggest problem with this inset though is that we're going to get triangles. So that's something we're going to have to clean up. It's going to be the best way to do that. Maybe if we do this. And then we do that, and that. Control B to do a bevel. Let's go something like that, and we do Control B. Control, select the edge loop in there. GX, and we'll pull that in. So then that gives us a nice line through there. But we do have these triangles. What is going to be the best way to clear that up? What is going to be the best way to clear that up? Ah, that's why I did that. GG. Dang it. That doesn't work. Think, Marco. Think. Oh, so good. If that goes there... No, it's not going to work. It's almost worth doing Shift D. Hang on, I just want to try this now. Let's go P, separate by selection. And then from here, if we select the outside, E to extrude, scale. That means that we could probably grab like these here, scale Y0, GY. Yes. Grab these faces here, scale Z0. We have that. Do the same for this down here. And then this becomes a pain in the butt talks. They said it was $1 million shot, but I never seen a dime of that million. Right click, relax. Relax. Control R. Nope. Alt R. Nope. Shift R. Nope. What's the repeat? Repeat. Repeat last. Shift R. Yeah, okay, I was right. Bah. I've been listening to too much Stormlight archives. Bah. Do that. Yeah, that'll work. Scale Y0. Rotate. And then we'll grab this again up top. Scale Z0. Scale Z. Deselect that. Scale Z0. Nice. And then that will mean that we can extrude this. Control F, grid fill. Brother, what's that? Nope. Bring that back. I think it was a 4-3. Nope. Come on, man. This one? Olé! There we go. So now we've squared that off. I know it's a bit of a roundabout. Marco, do you follow Zero Bio, a composer like you in Blender? No. Let's have a look who this person is. Oh, actually, no, right. Who just subscribed? Fan, welcome to the stream. I'm just going to add this to my notes. Zero Bio, YouTuber. I will check them out. I need to get this wall break to work. Might manually break it fast. Break. Slice through XYZ. Yeah, actually, that would have been smarter, wouldn't it? Oh, shut up. Oh, no, wait. Oh, ploppers. Dang nabbit. Alright, I didn't fix it. Delete faces. Delete face. Let's do an F. Here to here. J. Someone taught me that, and that was kind of like one of the best shortcuts ever. And I remember the stream as well, where they taught me J. So if you select two vertices, it'll just cut through there. That is so much easier. You donkey, you. Alright, that's done. That looks great to me. I'm going to put in an edge loop through here now. And then we'll grab these faces here. And we'll go G, Y. And then that'll give us back to where we were. Excellent. Good job, Marco. Yeah, donkey. Delete. G, Y. And we'll slide that back in. I do like that that doesn't line up anymore. I think that's kind of cool. but that'll allow us as well to maybe do something a bit different. Slide that back into that position. This one here, maybe we can grab Shift S, cursor selected, right click, Shift A, add in a cube, scale that puppy down. And then we do something like this. GG. C. GG. C. And then that pulls all the way up into there. Let's line that back up. And then that'll give us that. That's pretty cool. I like that. I think we're a little bit past blocking now. Now we're actually refining. He's your biggest fan. Nice. Nice. That's cool. I like that stack. These shelves in here, we've got some equipment we can put in the back there. I really like how that's looking. This is working out really well. We need to, far out, nose. Need to do a bit of work here. Ah, okay. I don't even think I've got Discord open. I do have Discord open. Blender. I've got one of these in the backyard because I actually cook with coal, not gas. Because I'm a wog. Wait, I can't say that. I'm a European. Technically not. Technically am. Okay, that's great, that's great, that's great. Let's just select all that. Shift N, make sure we flip those normals. This is good, this is good. This is where maybe we can start adding in. Okay, I'll take that face there. P separate by selection. Scale that in. Scale that on the y-axis. Let's go E to extrude. Shift D, scale E to extrude. Actually, no. I lie. Delete those faces. Let's put an edge loop through here. And then we'll E to extrude, Shift Z, just pop it out. Scale on the Y. Okay, nice. Shift N. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and add in some. It's nose. Actually, no, I don't want it hanging. I think we might just do something like that. We'll go 2 new materials. This is going to be light orange. And we'll go principal BDSF, change that to a Michon. 10. Let's select that, numpad there, and then that goes into a sign. And then so when we're looking here, we've got a nice orange light. Cool, 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 cool. Like that, like that. Oh, see, that looks way better though. I think once we maybe even, yeah, it'll be fine. Let's quickly go hotspot that, and then that can be a bit of a dark, I want a dirty material. That one. This here, we will continue the theme of what we've already got with concrete. So we'll throw our concrete material on there. Nice. Concrete 3, you become concrete 3. Wait a minute. Ah, ploppers. Let's do I to do an inset. And then this needs to be quickly drawn up as well. Let's just quickly go in solid mode. Because for DreamUV to work, you need quads. So many quads. There to there. Whoops. There. F. 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 there, there, and there. So now when we go into DreamUV, everything's going to be fine. Control S to save. Sweet. And that becomes concrete 3. Nice. Let's give this one concrete 3 as well. Perfect. Hotspot that puppy. That's coming together. This here, I am half thinking of we go red. Hotspot. Hotspot. And then for those of you who joined late, so this DreamUV is just a different way of doing UV unwrap materials. That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. This here, I want them to be black. Control S to save. Hotspot, it's going to fail. Yes. I know. So what we'll do is we'll just grab the knife tool. Knife wrench. Ah, heck yeah. Scrubs are coming back. Actually, I can't do that. What if edge loop, edge loop? Will that fix my problems? Hotspot? Nice. And then that gives us that. That looks nice. That works well. That's good. That's good. We haven't done this one, hotspot. And then this one here can be the same as stained metal. Metal. But I want maybe like this here to be the plastic blue. A sign. And then that top there. It's actually really nice. I like that. New material assigned. Maybe a dark material. That one there. Will it blend? If you bring in, say, different rocks, it's a quick way to give them all the same material rather than having different ones. Yes. So if you've got a whole bunch of objects, cube, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, I can put it on there, and then with everything selected, come back to that first one. On the drop down on the right, copy material to selected, and then it copies that material across to everything. For now, it is floating. I need to add in maybe even some support. Actually, you know what? Let's just cheat. There we go. It's done. Hotspot. Lovely. Nice. And then if we go with Spooky's advice, which advice he has, Shift D, scale along the x-axis. Just thinking what's going to be the best way. P, sorry, by selection. I do like the idea of, if we go E to extrude, let's go B, and this can be almost like a big get stuffed. Oh, do we want a big get stuffed line? You know what? No, we don't. Control B. Actually, yeah, we do. Let's do that. Control B. And then I'm going to grab this, and this. E to extrude. Grab the center. So, I don't know. For some reason saying center made me reminded me of the film Cable Guy. Who here remembers the film Cable Guy? When they're playing picture aids. And the dude's got his mother on his team, and he's just going, center. Center. I can't talk about it on stream, but this is funny. I don't know why. That was a good film back in the day. Losing the plot. Orange light, assign. I really like how this has turned out. Let's scale it a bit on the y-axis. So we have that, and these have to be different pieces. Hotspot, and I'm going to make that maybe metal stained. Shift N. Yeah, look at that. Gosh dang it, Spooky. Go suck a lemon, you jerk. Shift D. Let's get into individual origins. Scale. Scale on the X. Scale on the Y. And what the? Oh, whoops. I stuffed up. Shift D. Scale. GZ. E to extrude, and then that'll give us kind of like that. That'll look cool. Make sure you watch Iron Lung while it's still in theaters. Oh gosh, I'm passing out a bit. I don't want to pass out. I don't like it. I would hate it, so I love it. When I worked at a cable TV company, the management rented out a theater and we could all watch it together. It was fun and work with the company, a sense of humor about itself. That's great. Yeah. I've never been a Jim Carrey fan. I find him annoying, but Cable Guy, Dumb and Dumber. I don't know. It's like we don't have, is it not White Castle, but that medieval stuff. We don't have that. And for me as a little kid to see that there's actually a restaurant where you can go watch people jousting. Like, what? What is this? Gosh. Anyway, that was, yeah. Fun fact. I like this. This is looking great. If we bring our little sheet back, so let's go ahead and adjust. Control B. Nope. Okay, that's fine. I'll bring you up. Cable Guy was interesting. Scale. Oops. It's one of those films. You either love it or you hate it. GY. That looks pretty cool. Might just quickly, we'll put on a solidify modifier, generate solidify modifier, just to kind of get rid of that. But we will come in and, yeah, 0.01. Just nice and thin. Num num, go to sleep. Marco was real good. Oh, yeah, okay, let's go. Let's check out the subscriber count. We're going up. We're going up. Up, up, up. I don't know, that's all I know from that song. Okay, let's kind of continue on. I like how that is working. This is working. We will chop this up as well. Like, technically, you know, we've got a lot of the pieces that we want, but now let's go ahead and actually try and... Oh, actually, I don't really like this piece. I really like that curve through there. So maybe what we might do is I might press I to do an inset. Let's go W. Scale on the Z. Oh, no. E to extrude. Something in there. And then this is more kind of stuff that we can put up in there. Much for Vaughan Williams. Oh, the stand-up comedy that he does is absolutely amazing. I get stuffed. Where's the triangle? I don't see no triangle. Maybe because it can't do this whole section is what I'm guessing. So we'll do that and that. Control E, mark seam. Select that there, that. Control E, mark seam. Let's see what happens now. Hotspot, much better. So if we come in here, we'll see we've got more seams. Nope, it's fine. That looks pretty cool. This is where probably coming in and putting in some kind of like computer screens and such will bring this scene together. I'm just going to put a bevel on that because I think it needs it. 0.01. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. That looks great. Actually really like this. This is looking nice. Nice. But yeah, getting that ratty cloth look, I think, might be a bit of a challenge. Do we... I kind of want it freestanding. I think if we've got 3 points of connection, I think that'll be okay. Maybe we might, just for OH&S, rotate on the Z axis. Because we all love OH&S, especially for those in the construction industry. Actually, they're pretty valuable. Let's go E to extrude. Boop. Nope. You want to clip, please? Delete faces. And then this comes back to Spooky's point of having more things to be able to put stuff. I get staffed. Whatever. We'll fix it up later once we join everything together. Cool, cool, cool. That's looking great. If we just bring it down, -5, for instance, we can see that we do have minimal lighting, but I think we can maybe illuminate this. Oh. I mean, we could almost like put it in some LED lights or an LED strip that goes around the building a little bit. But I think probably the best bet would be to just add in some like area lights. I think would be the best way to go. So if we slap that in there, scale along the X, scale along the Y, Alt D, and we'll move it along the X axis. Nice. Let's do that. And then that now lights up this scene a lot better, which is great. Let's just give it a little bit more intensity. We'll go to 20. 50. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Let me just turn off face orientation. And I just want to hide everything. Jim, but Jeff Daniels stole some scenes. Oh yeah. No, yeah, Spooky. I must force Malcolm to watch Iron Lung. Decent sci-fi to come out all year. Oh man. Yeah, I know the dude who made it. I can imagine how that roof would fare in some twisters or some storms. But that's the kind of feng shui. That's the kind of look that I'm trying to go after. Is that cloth roof, or if it needs to be, it can be replaced very quickly. This is where, yeah, the panels and such is what's going to bring it to life. So let's go ahead and start maybe building. See, this is cool. I do like these. I do like these. I do like this crate. So maybe we build a crate just to kind of add something in there. Let's go there, GZ, so we'll make this 1 SCU, GZ -1. Let's go this way, scale X 0.5, scale Y 0.5. That is a big crate, so let's scale another one, 0.5. And then, how are we going to make this crate? Let's go. Let's do it like this. Delete vertices. We'll do there to there. Scale 1.5. Scale 2. Scale Y by 2. Scale Z by 2. And then that gives us this, thus, and thus. Control B. Oh, come on. Scale along the x-axis. What's that? 0.95. Scale Z, 0.95. Great. E to extrude 0.5. Nice, I like that, but we're going to have to throw in a bevel. Let's go generate, bevelly. 0.002. Nice. And then the other thing as well is, let's select all, Shift S, cursor selected. I'm going to add in a cube. And we'll do something like that. And then that sits there. How do I feel about that? Select all, scale Y, 1.5. There we go. A little bit bigger. Great. Great. What about adding power generator? Oh, yeah. Good call. Put it in the raft. Yes. Yeah. The that will be a cloth sim. I'm holding off on it because I know it's going to be a pain in the bum. Well, let's go hide on that. And then what are we going to do here? Let's go something like that. Control B to do a bevel. Middle mouse up. Control numpad minus. Alt S. What are you making, bro? I am making... Ooh, that's not bad. We're kind of making a pop-up workshop. This is kind of like more of a medical facility. If I open up my other ones, we made the pop-up bar and the remote mechanics workshop. So let these two load in the background. And then also, not really for this project, but we are working on an animated web series. Got the mocap done just for the first scene in the first bit. And then we've still got a bit more mocap to do. I'm just waiting to find time. Okay, anyway, come back, let that load. That's Blender takes forever to load for me. I like this, I like this. I think we could... Whoops. Whoop. Alt H. Let's go. Let's go. I to do an inset. G, Y, E. Oh, actually, no. Control B. And we'll grab that and that. Control B. Control numpad minus, Alt S. V to rip. It's actually not bad. Hotspot that. I hate you so much. Why are you whinging? Where? Where do you have problems? Da 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 na 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 na. Alt H, select all, Shift N, hotspot. Okay, and then we'll throw that. Oh, I reckon we put in like a dark green. Ooh, what does a green look like? It's a little bit dark. Let's go into 15. The heck is that? Shift N. What about this green? Oh yeah. Oof. This one here at the top. Control L. Okay. I have to go to bed. All right, go, Mike. We'll catch up in the evening. Absolutely. Let's throw on another material. We want a baby blue. I feel like this one maybe. Assign. Done. We'll do that one as well. Assign, and then let's grab that in there, and that could be metal dark. Assign. That's kind of cool. Put that in the background there. Nice. Power generator. I like the idea of a power generator. See, the thing is I do have like a bunch of fuse boxes that we could use, but I'm like, meh, let's go ahead. That shirt. I used to about the other character. Yeah. So that's something I've got to fix up. I'm going to go right here. Cube. GZ1. And we need to make a bit of a power generator. Let's go. I can select that face there. We'll go something like that. G to the X. Push that back. And then here. Alright, so I mean technically we could probably even grab it from one of the previous ones, but no, let's go ahead and think of something. What could this power generator look like? We've got Shifty X. I'm going to scale that down, and we'll scale it to the Y. Whoops, it's just gone solid mode. I'm looking forward to get back into soccer coaching. I'm waiting for team trials so I can know who's in my team and then start that up again. I regret saying those words, but I said I mean I will regret saying those words, but totally worth it. Oh, don't do it that. Okay, Control L. Let's do that again. Minus that. Delete faces. E, E, E. And then I'm going to do bevel. Do a few of these. Then how do we do this last time? I think we grabbed all these. E. I forgot how I did this. Hang on. Undo. That's how I did it. I went I now. I. E. And then we select everything on the top. G to the X. And then we pull it back. And that gives us that. If you're coaching, does that mean no? No, no. There was. I'm still streaming on Sundays. Absolutely. You have to remember, this is like, it's 11:20 p.m. I ain't coaching at 11:20 p.m. Stop that. I'm not that committed to the cause. It's more around, getting the new kids in the team. Because we're moving from 9-a-side now up to 13-a-side. 11-a-side. So we're on the big pitch, and so a lot of the kids I've had for the past 6 years, and so it'll be interesting to see what the team looks like this year, because I will be grabbing new players, and the club said that I'm not coaching a friendship group anymore. It's going to be a team that, like, they want the better players in this team. So hopefully my kid makes the team, so that's going to be awkward at dinner. Okay, let's go something like that. And then E. And then what I was thinking as well is, let's do one more. Done it. Let's push that up. And then we'll increase that. Something like there. And then so the thing that I was thinking about here was, well, what if we create some like solar panels? Okay, let me close that off. I forgot the time zone difference. 12:30. I'm guessing 12:23 lunchtime. 3 viewers on Twitch, welcome. Barely anyone watching on the vertical stream. But yeah, if you're over there and you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. Have we reached 10? Really? Gosh dang it, that sucks. Sucks so much. Okay, let's bring that up. Then I'm going to, bring that in. And we'll bring that down. What are we going to do here for a material? I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go back and find it. No, buddy. Need to go get my kid. Yes. Children. From here, let's do a Shift D. We'll go Control B. Control B again. I'm going to delete these faces. And we'll go E to extrude. Let's do edge loop, Control B. Poopy caca. Edge loop, and then that way I can now come in and select them. Select this, kind of like making a bit of a C channel. And then we can select this edge, FFF, GZ. All I'm making at the moment, yeah, some sort of like panels or something. Let's go GZ, bring that up. Because like at the end of the day, we'll start off with one panel. One! Let's go something like that. Oh, crud. Let's go there. I need to build some sort of supports under that. Far out. Brussels sprout. Mark my words, Shabab is playing up, so I got a dash. No worries. Thanks, Jack. Thanks for being around. For those of you as well, new to the channel, welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. It's 11:30 at night here, so my Sunday is almost gone. So I've got to think, how would this work? I mean, maybe it just doesn't go on there. Maybe we leave it as a cloth. So let me just kind of go back at what we've created. We created last week. Really need to come back in here and create kind of like all the bottles and all that kind of stuff. Let's give that a sec to load. Please load. So we built this one, very simple. And then we built this one as well. Making all the small assets is what's going to make this. Remember, hit the, yeah, give me a thumbs up. The texturing on this is what really made this pop out as well. So yeah, maybe actually we've got to come back and put in all like these panels into the concrete and all that. Generator was really nice. Actually, I love those cables. Let's kind of follow up on those cables. Okay, we'll get rid of that one. And then we have that, which is good. Not feeling that panel, because this is a cloth roof. Maybe it's not a cloth roof. Maybe we convert it now to something different. It'll save me from doing cloth. Oh, excuse me. Maybe we go down that route. Yeah, let's go. All right. We'll convert this to not being a cloth. I'm going to grab that and we'll push it all the way to the side. We can always... We can... What the... 1. Control L. Merge by distance. Control L. Shift D to the X. That can kind of come through there. Nice, that works out really well. Let's convert this. Yeah, hard roof. Yeah. I like that, I like that. Let's go this. I'm going to go a few of these. Where did I saw this? I saw this roof in a toilet. Not in the toilet, but make it a solar roof, panel roof. Yeah. Oh. I still think that we need a roof on it. If we go generate array, I still think it does need a solid piece on top that it can bolt to. Let's go here and we'll go mirror that, and we'll mirror this roof along the y-axis. So we've got that. That looks great, but it's more what's going to be underneath. So I'm half thinking that if we do that and we go I to do an inset, I'm going to turn off solidify modifier, E to extrude. That's kind of cool. Actually, no, let's bring back the solidify modifier, make it thicker. Good. That's nice. And then we bring this up. We then come in and take the idea that we had from last time. Okay, P separate by selection. Let's get rid of the mirror and solidify modifier. And it's more that idea of a strength column maybe. And then we can increase this a bit. Let's go GZ. And then that can go into there. Then what this will allow, which will work really well, is now I'm going to snap up this piece, which we have to delete the end caps off. Why? And then we go E to extrude, like here, hold that. We go, whereabouts, where's that? There it is, to about there. We might have to drop that. Shift right click, hold control, E to extrude, and so that's kind of going under that pillar. Let's bring it down a little bit. There we go. Bring it down to there. And then that will hit that pipe. So maybe we go, right, you sir, drop, you sir, drop back. And we go something like that, E. Where's that going now? And then that turns right. Hold control. And then that'll go into wherever. I think, yep, perfect. That kind of comes into that concrete piece. That's kind of cool. And then up in here, make it a solid. Oh, yeah. Then up in here, oh man, my legs are killing me. Up in here is what I saw looked really cool, is all these like electronics. Oh, I didn't see them. Yes, let's take that idea. Okay, I'm going to grab this one, Control L, Shift D, GZ, P, stereo by selection. Rotate Z 90. Go there. Can we slot that in somewhere? Because that looks sick. Whoops. There-ish. Deselect that, GG. Nice. That looks pretty cool. Let's go, whoops. Just gonna delete edge. And then now I can bring this down further. And we just got to fix up these vertices here. A little bit more even, Steven. Looks like we could probably do it up here. Yes. That looks so good. Because that's what you were talking about earlier, spooks. Spooky. That's weird. Shift D to the X. And then that'll sit in there. And we'll grab these here. G. Rotate. User will rotate. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm gonna check out the latest Eurovision songs. Yes, look at that. Okay, put our edge loop and our edge loop. What else? Control S to save. How we're looking now. Ugh, Mike. Fix that up, because... Oh, does it though? Nah, you know what? Let's leave it as is. And then we will texture that. This here can become this green material. Control S to save and hotspot. And then that gives us that color. Up here will end up being a mixture of that there. A sign will be, I reckon, the light blue. And, oh yeah. We'll go... This one here is metal. Stained. Hotspot. Perfect. It's giving us some good vibes, I reckon. I think, obviously, once we put something nice and decent on top of the table, you're a fan. I've watched it now for the last 45 years and not missed one. I've probably missed the last... I missed the last one. I was really looking forward to the one in 2020. Those were some, like, good songs. I've been catching them here and there, but normally I just listen to them on the replay. Just because, yeah, some good songs. Pretty catchy. Some of them are like, what the heck? probably... Oh, jeez. Crossing the streams now. Probably one of my favorite songs would be... what's the name? One of the creation songs, TikTok. That was a good song. That was disappointing that it didn't get further. Okay, that's looking great. Now, if I go Control Save and Hotspot, you know it, buddy. It's kind of cool. This, and could probably change the material on that one to an orange, and then Control L. Whoops. Control L. And I'll assign it to that, and then that gives us that. That's pretty cool. Some very strange ones. They are. Oh my goodness, they are. The entertainment value is delish. Let's go. I'm going to add in the black one as well. Let's go into metal and dark, assign. That's looking pretty cool. I don't know if it's too much color. Seems like a lot of color. Whatever. And then from here, let's just go ahead and split this up a little bit. Control B. Whoops. Control B. Control numpad minus, Alt S. V to rip. And then, whoops, we can put in another edge loop, Control B. Control numpad minus, Alt S, V to rip. Mark, what has been your most favorite, or anyone in chat, what has been your most favorite Eurovision song? It's an actual, genuinely intrigued. Oh, I know Australia got robbed one year. We so should have won it. We killed it. It was, she was flying. I can't remember her name. But she destroyed it. And it was kind of like, yeah, we're never going to win. That was the, yeah, which I knew already. There was no chance of us ever getting anywhere further than that. Rotate Y, 180. Dimmy I think it was, or something. She smashed it. Also, anyone on chat, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I am here. I like this. This is cool. Not sure how we feel about that protruding through, but it kind of works with the metal. If it's a medical tent, it needs to be a big red cross on it. So how about a holographic? Oof, that's good. That is good. I like that idea. That's a great idea. Do I have to do it through an image? Oh, I don't have an image. I do like that idea. Might have to throw that in. Yeah, I've got to make a side note for that. Where's my text? Text. Hollow. Ah. On the roof, it would look... I need to write that. There we go. I made a note for myself. I can't spell. Jeez. I don't remember that one. I'm 79. I wasn't born in 79. The song that kind of got me into Eurovision was Laka, the Bosnian song. It was a good song. It was good. I do have to admit that. I think other than that, I'm fairly happy with what we've created so far. Definitely going to need, as an American, I've never seen Eurovision. Yeah, because there's nothing outside of America for you. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm being silly. Yeah, adding in all these kind of like side panels and all that, that's fine. Decals and such, I think that's going to make this whole section, I think this works so well. I'm going to actually make that red. Red. And we'll box hotspot that one. Control S to save. And then if we kind of come down into, yeah, that holographic idea I think is great. I do want to make, what if we make that a different color? That's not bad. I like that. Oh, did we hotspot it? Yeah, we did. That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. This needs some stuff. Definitely needs some more containers. And I think hanging cables is what it's going to be. That'll make it there look much better. Getting screens and all that kind of stuff to really fill the scene. I think it's going to be looking good. Sadly, this is true for most of the hillbillies around these parts. Around these parts. Definitely want to add in more of those like dangling cables and such. What we actually might do, I feel like we need, you know what, I'm going to be lazy. I'm sorry. I know I said I wasn't going to do this. I'm going to throw in some fuse boxes. And I'm going to throw that one there. Okay. And then what that'll do is Shift S, cursor selected. And then let's do this. Okay, there it is. Okay. This will probably make it's, I think, a lot better. Let's go like that. And then I'm going to shift right click here, move that up, E to extrude. Let's go sideways. Let's get rid of this image now. Sure, go over there. This will shift right click and we'll bend that around. Where does it sit? Here. And then it'll go E to extrude, and then that'll go straight into the light. Nice. Let us duplicate this here. Shift E to the Z. E. Shift right click, and then that's going to go down in behind the desk. And then what I want to do is duplicate that. Just match that aesthetics. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Just a Blender channel here, doing some hard surface modeling, do tutorials and such. And if you've got questions, please feel free to ask. Trying to do the last push to hit that 100,000 mark. Also working on a web series. Rising Jake, I asked my friend Tony if I could say his name backwards, but he said no. I said, why not? It's great. What do you call a fish with no eyes? Fish. It's a good one. Thank you, Rising Jake. Let's have a look. Where are we? Did we hit 10? Yes. So close. We will hit it. I'm going to grab this one. We'll go shift right click there. Control numpad minus. Then let's go E, and that's just going to go straight across to nowhere. To there. Nice, that looks pretty cool. I'm just going to make that, let's just go make it a rubber material. And all I do there is make it pretty dark grey and the roughness all the way up. And then that'll give us some nice cables like that. That's... Doing little things like that is what makes it schmick as. So we might go with that idea and run with it. What we could do... I could merge by distance. Nope, fine. Deselect all that. Deselect all that. There we go. Shift DZ. I'm going to go P separate by selection. Just going to work with that area here. Because what we want to do is I want to draw a cable. Let's wait for it to disappear. There we go. Actually, I think we could probably even go a little bit further down. Nice. Let's go select all these. Merge to last. GY. And all I'm going to do... Whoops. GY. E to extrude X. Let's then go E to extrude, and we'll pull it all the way down to as far as we can. With this edge selected, I'm going to go curve. Convert to curve. So that is now a curve. So I can now go into the curve properties, animation, nope, geometry, depth, and we can increase this. That is ugly as anything. Where is resolution? That bend there is no good. It'd be no good. Control B. Oh, how do we turn this to Bezier? No, I don't want to shift add. Can I convert to Bezier? Convert Bez. I go suck a lemon, you jerk. How do you change? Yeah, it's just out of poopy caca. I was hoping it was going to make life easier. Didn't. It's fine. This is what I'll do. Delete vertices. Delete vertices. That'll give us that. Okay. Convert to mesh. Now we can go GY. Pull it out a bit. GX. GX. Pull that out a bit. Let's then, oops, oh crud, here. Let's do shift right click. This is going to be tricky because I'll do that and then, actually, sorry. The problem is rotating this so it follows that curve. So what I'm actually going to do, so I'm going to select this edge here, Shift S, cursor to selected. And we'll go ahead and select all that again. Not that way, this way. Then I'm going to come into 3D cursor, rotate it around like so. Then we get a bit of a twist here, which might be okay. We'll select this edge and we will select this edge, Control B. And then we have that, you little ripper. E to extrude. And then that can go wherever it wants. So let's go GG, C. How am I going to rotate this now? Sure. Ugh. Let's go like so. Can we fix it? Not really. So this is going to be the sucky bit. Yep, this is how we'll fix it. I'm going to select this. Here, Shift S cursor selected. I'm going to add in a cube. Sorted. And then with that like so, I'm going to get E to extrude. And then what we'll do is we'll put an inset in here. Pull it up. Awesome. GG. Pull that back. And then I'm going to come in to the bottom here. Select this face and this face. And we are going to go into an orange light, Control A. Make sure we assign that. So now we're going to have this orange light down here. Works for me. Let's turn this one into a rubber. So now we've got this pipe. Where are you? There you go. Shift right click, E to extrude. It's raining cats and dogs outside. See? Is looking pretty good. Let's do my thing, my jam, Control B, G to the X, Shift D, wait a minute, scale on the Z axis, scale on the Y axis, and E to extrude. And that'll give us a little bit of a plate. Let's go hotspot. What? No way. Shift N. Hotspot. Better. Yeah, look at that. That's looking pretty good. It's going to be all about creating all those little assets and such. Which is more what I want. Okay. Interesting. Let's try. Oh, they're not. Okay. All right. So, pretty happy with how this has turned out. I think over the next couple of days, I'm going to put in some more little assets and build them. And then that way, build a bit of a Kitbashing set so we can dump them all around. And that's going to be like maybe computers, computer screens, spanners, just because it's raining on the side. And all those bits and bobs, cups, glass, bottles. Yeah, I think that would be nice. So that's what I'm going to focus on. So, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, hit me up on Discord. How summer weather is paralleling to our summer past. But yeah, please like and subscribe. Let's see. Can we? Oh, gosh dang it. Sucks.